Sarah stood frozen in the church doorway, her breath catching as she watched what was unfolding. Her mother had just made an entrance in a floor-length white ball gown. Not ivory, not cream, but pure bridal white with a train and everything. The collective gasp from the guests echoed through the church as Mom swept down the aisle like she was the one getting married. David's bride, Jennifer, looked like she might burst into tears right there at the altar. She had specifically asked Mom to wear the navy dress they'd picked out together at Nordstrom 3 weeks ago. Mom had agreed enthusiastically, even showing them the dress hanging in her closet the night before the rehearsal dinner. Yet here she stood in white lace and pearls, smiling as if she'd done nothing wrong. "You look lovely, sweetheart," Mom said to Jennifer, whose actual wedding dress suddenly seemed understated next to Mom's theatrical entrance. Though maybe a bit more concealer next time. Those dark circles are quite noticeable in this light. Sarah watched David's jaw tighten. This was Mom's pattern ever since Dad had left her for someone younger 5 years ago. Steal attention, then deflect with subtle insults. She'd pulled stunts at birthdays, graduations, even Sarah's own engagement party. But doing this at her son's wedding crossed a line Sarah hadn't known existed. During photos, Mom positioned herself next to David in every shot, physically moving Jennifer to the edges. The poor photographer looked increasingly uncomfortable as Mom directed poses like she was the bride. Just one with mother and son, she kept insisting. The woman who gave him life deserves a special moment captured. At the reception, Mom gave a speech entirely about her sacrifices as a single mother. She didn't mention Jennifer once. She requested a mother-son dance that lasted longer than the couple's first dance. Then she caught the bouquet by shoving aside actual single women in their 20s to grab it. That's when Sarah decided Mom needed a lesson in consequences. She walked to her car, where she kept her emergency kit. Sarah was paranoid about stains and always carried supplies, including a bottle of Merlot she'd bought for the afterparty. She carefully poured it into a large water bottle and returned to the reception. She waited until Mom was holding court at her table, surrounded by distant relatives, telling stories about how no woman would ever be good enough for her baby boy. Sarah walked behind Mom's chair, pretended to check her phone, stumbled, and poured the entire bottle of red wine down the back of that white dress. The shriek Mom let out stopped the entire reception cold. Dark red wine soaked through the white fabric, spreading like blood across the entire back of the dress. It looked like a crime scene. "Oh my God, Mom, I'm so sorry," Sarah gasped, grabbing napkins and making it worse by rubbing the stain deeper into the fabric. "Your beautiful dress." Mom stood up, revealing the full damage. The entire back was crimson, dripping onto the floor. The white train looked like it had been dragged through a slaughterhouse. Guests were taking photos. Some were hiding laughter. Others looked genuinely shocked. "You did that on purpose," Mom hissed. "Why would I ruin such a beautiful mother-of-the-groom dress?" Sarah asked innocently. Several guests exchanged knowing looks. They all knew this wasn't a mother-of-the-groom dress. Mom had no backup outfit. She spent the rest of the reception in that ruined dress, the stains setting deeper with every passing minute. Every photo from the rest of the evening showed her only from the front, but everyone knew. The gossip spread fast. The mother who wore white to her son's wedding and got instant karma. The best part came later. Jennifer's photographer had secretly loved what Sarah did. She edited one photo beautifully. Mom in her stained dress next to Jennifer in flawless white. She titled it Karma and submitted it to a wedding photography contest. It won and went viral in wedding forums as a cautionary tale about attention-seeking mothers. Mom tried guilting David for months. "Your sister ruined my dress at your wedding," she'd say. But David had seen the security footage Sarah had deliberately walked past. He saw her check her phone, notice something, then position herself carefully. He knew it wasn't an accident. "Maybe don't wear white to someone else's wedding," he told her. "Accidents happen when you make bad choices." She's been to 4 family weddings since then. She wears appropriate colors now, usually darker tones. At their cousin's wedding last summer, she even complimented the bride instead of undermining her. Jennifer has the stained dress photo framed in their house.